stop spending your change. Most people think a 1956 penny is just worth 1 cent, and that every bicentennial quarter is common, but they are dead wrong. Visual. Zoom in on a rare diamond mark. A specific 1950 wheat penny recently sold for thousands, and there's a bicentennial heir out there worth over $200,000. In today's video, I'm showing you exactly where to look on your coins so you don't accidentally spend a literal fortune at the grocery store. Let's dive in. The 1976 Bicentennial Quarter is one of the most fascinating chapters in modern coin collecting. At first glance, it looks like just another piece of loose change, something you might overlook in your pocket or toss into a jar. But beneath that familiar surface lies a surprising truth. Certain versions of this coin, especially those with the diamond mark from Denver, can be worth far more than their face value. In rare cases, they've even reached eye-popping prices at auction. In 1976, the United States celebrated its 200th anniversary, and to mark the occasion, the US Mint released special bicentennial designs for the quarter, half-dollar, and dollar coins. The quarter stands out the most, featuring a unique reverse design, a colonial drummer boy with a torch encircled by 13 stars, representing the original colonies. The obverse still bears George Washington's portrait, but instead of a single year, it reads 1776-1976. Millions upon millions of these quarters were produced, including a massive number from the Denver Mint, identified by the small diamond mark. Because of this high mintage, most bicentennial quarters are only worth their face value. However, there are exceptions, and those exceptions are what keep collectors searching. The Denver Mint struck hundreds of millions of bicentennial quarters, which might make it seem like none of them could be rare. But rarity in coin collecting doesn't always come from low mintage. Instead, it often comes from condition, errors, or unusual variations. The vast majority of 1976 quarters entered circulation and experienced wear over decades of use. That means finding one in pristine, uncirculated condition today is much harder than you might expect. Coins graded at the highest levels, such as Ms. 67 or above, are incredibly scarce. These are coins that look almost exactly as they did when they left the mint, with sharp details, brilliant luster, and no visible marks. Collectors are willing to pay significant premiums for such high-grade examples. A common coin in average condition might be worth 25 cents, but in near-perfect condition, that same coin could be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. What truly elevates some 1976 bicentennial quarters into Holy Grail territory is the presence of mint errors. These are mistakes that occurred during the production process, and they can dramatically increase a coin's value. Some of the most sought-after errors include double die errors. These occur when the coin is struck by a die that has a doubled image. This can result in visible doubling in the lettering or design elements. While subtle doubling is common and often not valuable, strong, clearly visible doubling can significantly increase a coin's worth. Off-center strikes. An off-center strike happens when the coin is not properly aligned during the minting process. Part of the design may be missing, and the blank area can make the coin highly collectible, especially if the date and mint mark are still visible. Clipped planchets. Sometimes the metal blank used to strike the coin is improperly cut, resulting in a coin with a missing section. These clipped coins are easy to spot and are popular among collectors. Die cracks and cuts. Over time, minting dies can crack. When this happens, raised lines or blobs called cuts appear on the coin. While minor cracks are common, large or dramatic ones can add value. Wrong planket errors. In extremely rare cases, a quarter might be struck on a planket intended for another denomination or even another type of coin. These errors are exceptionally valuable and can command high prices at auction. Silver versus clad. An important distinction. Another factor that can influence value is the coin's composition. Most 1976 quarters are made of copper nickel clad. but some bicentennial quarters were struck in 40% silver for special collector sets. While these silver versions were primarily produced in San Francisco with an S Mint mark, it's still worth checking any bicentennial quarter carefully. Silver coins have a different edge, no visible copper stripe, and a slightly different weight and appearance. Although Denver Mint quarters are typically clad, any unusual composition or anomaly should be examined closely. It could indicate a rare error. Condition is everything. If you're hoping your 1970 quarter might be valuable, the first thing to assess is its condition. Coin collectors use a grading scale from poor P1 to mint state Ms. 70. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. Here's what to look for. Luster. Does the coin still have its original shine? Where are the high points of the design worn down? Marks. Are there scratches, dents, or contact marks? Strike quality. Are the details sharp and well defined? Coins that have never been circulated and show minimal imperfections are the most desirable. Even small differences in grade can mean big differences in value. How to check if your coin is valuable? If you come across a 1776-1970 quarter, don't rush to spend it. Instead, take a closer look. Inspect the mint mark. Confirm the D-mint mark on the obverse. Examine the details. Use a magnifying glass to check for doubling, cracks, or other anomalies. Check the edge. Look for signs of silver or unusual composition. Evaluate condition. Compare your coin to grading images online. If something looks unusual or the coin appears to be in exceptional condition, it may be worth having it professionally graded. Getting a professional opinion. For coins that seem promising, consider submitting them to a professional grading service. These organizations authenticate, grade, and encapsulate coins, making them more attractive to buyers. A certified coin with a high grade or confirmed error can sell for significantly more than an uncertified one. While grading does involve a fee, it can be a worthwhile investment for potentially valuable coins. How to sell your bicentennial quarter. If you determine that your coin has value, there are several ways to sell it. Online marketplaces. Platforms like eBay allow you to reach a wide audience. Be sure to include clear photos and an accurate description. Coin dealers. Local coin shops can provide quick sales, though they may offer less than retail value since they need to make a profit. Coin shows. These events bring together collectors and dealers, offering opportunities to get competitive offers. Auction houses. For high-value coins, auctions can be the best option. Competitive bidding can drive prices higher, especially for rare errors or top-grade examples. The thrill of the hunt. One of the most exciting aspects of collecting bicentennial quarters is that the hunt is still very much alive. Unlike ancient coins locked away in museums, these quarters are still out there in circulation, in old collections, and in forgotten jars of change. Every time you receive a quarter, there's a small chance it could be something special. That possibility is what keeps collectors searching and what makes the 1970 bicentennial quarter so enduringly popular. While most 1776-1970 quarters are common, a select few stand out due to their condition, errors, or unique characteristics. These coins can be worth far more than their face value, and in rare cases, that many people still overlook every single day. It may look like an ordinary old copper cent, but some rare examples have sold for thousands of dollars because of condition, color, and valuable minting errors. So before you spend another penny, make sure you watch this video until the end because your next big discovery could already be sitting inside your coin jar, wallet, or old collection box. The 1950-60 Lincoln Wheat penny is one of the most common coins in American history, but do not let the huge mintage fool you. Even though over 1 billion of these pennies were produced at the Denver Mint, collectors are still searching for rare high-grade examples and valuable error varieties that can bring surprising amounts of money. The Lincoln Wheat penny series is one of the most collected coin series in the United States. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the coin features the famous portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the front. On the reverse side, you can see the classic Cheers design with the words 1 cent and United States of America. The wheat penny design was produced from 1909 until 1958, making the 1950-60 one of the final wheat cents ever made. One reason collectors love this coin is because it represents a piece of American history. During the 1950s, America was growing rapidly after World War II, and coins like the 1950-60 penny circulated everywhere in stores, gas stations, schools, and banks. Millions of people handled these pennies every day, but very few stopped to think that some examples could eventually become collectible treasures. The Denver Mint struck an incredible 1,098,201,100 coins in 1956. That is more than 1 billion pennies. Because of this enormous production, most circulated examples are still very common today. If your coin is heavily worn and dark brown from years of circulation, it may only be worth a few cents over face value. Many circulated examples sell for around 10 cents to $1 depending on condition. But this is where things start getting exciting. Condition means everything in coin collecting. A coin that has never entered circulation and still has its original mint shine can become far more valuable than a worn example. Collectors use a grading scale from poor up to mint state to judge quality. For the 1950-60 penny, low mint state grades such as Ms. 60 to Ms. 63 are still relatively affordable. These coins often sell for less than a few dollars. However, once you reach higher grades like Ms. 65, the value jumps dramatically. A beautiful gem quality 1950-60 wheat penny with strong red color can sell for $20 to $30 or even more. Now here is the shocking part. These high-grade coins are incredibly scarce and highly sought after by collectors. An Ms. 67 example may sell for around $30 to $55. But the finest known full red examples graded Ms. 67 plus have reached auction prices as high as $7,000 to $18,000. That is an unbelievable value for a coin that originally cost only 1 cent. So why are these high-grade coins worth so much? The answer is simple. Most 1950-60 pennies entered circulation quickly and developed scratches, wear, or discoloration over time. Finding one with full original red mint luster and almost no imperfections is extremely difficult. Serious collectors compete aggressively for the best examples, driving prices higher. When evaluating a 1950-60 wheat penny, collectors pay close attention to color. Copper coins naturally change color as they age. Coins are usually classified into 3 categories. Brown coins are the most common and least valuable because the original red mint color has mostly faded. Red-brown coins still show some original color mixed with darker surfaces. Red coins are the most desirable because they retain the bright orange-red color they had when they left the mint. A fully red coin with strong details and minimal marks is the dream find for collectors. If you ever discover one in an old roll of pennies or inherited collection, you should handle it carefully because fingerprints and scratches can reduce the value. Now let us talk about the real treasure hunters' favorites, mint errors and varieties. One of the most famous varieties for the 1950-60 wheat penny is the repunched mint mark, often called the D above shadow D variety. During the minting process, the mint mark was punched into the die by hand. Sometimes the punch was not aligned perfectly, causing traces of another D to appear underneath or beside the main mint mark. Collectors love these repunched mint mark varieties because they are easy to recognize under magnification and much scarcer than normal coins. In this variety, a second D is visible near the primary mint mark, creating a shadow-like effect. These coins can be worth about $6 in average condition and up to $92 or more in high-end circulated grades. Another valuable error involves double dies. A double die occurs when the coin die receives multiple impressions during production, causing letters or numbers to appear doubled. On some 1,950 pennies, collectors have found doubling on the date, the word liberty, or the phrase "in God we trust." The stronger the doubling, the more valuable the coin becomes. Doubling can appear on the date or inscriptions, and these rare coins often range from $15 to several $100s depending on the severity and overall condition. Collectors also search for off-center strikes, clipped planchets, die cracks, and lamination errors. These mistakes happen during the minting process and create unusual appearances that attract collectors. One of the rarest and most valuable possibilities is a wrong planchet error. This happens when a penny design is accidentally struck on a blank intended for another denomination. For example, if a 1,950 60-cent was struck on a silver dime planchet, the coin would appear smaller and lighter than normal. These dramatic wrong planchet errors are extremely rare and highly desirable among collectors. Coins struck on a planchet intended for a different denomination, such as a silver dime, can be worth between $1,500 and $2,000 or more depending on condition and certification. If you think you may have found a valuable error coin, do not clean it. Cleaning can damage the original surfaces and reduce the value significantly. Many beginners make the mistake of polishing old coins to make them shiny, but collectors actually prefer natural surfaces. Instead, store the coin safely in a protective holder and consider having it examined by a professional grading service. Companies like PCs authenticate coins, assign official grades, and protect them inside sealed holders. Professional grading becomes especially important for expensive coins because collectors want assurance that the coin is genuine and accurately graded. The 1,950 60-wheat penny is made from 95% copper with small amounts of tin and zinc. It weighs approximately 3.11 grams and has a classic smooth edge. Because of the copper content, even ordinary examples have a small melt value, though collectors usually value them more for numismatic interest than metal content. Many people still search bankrolls hoping to find old wheat pennies. Although finding a rare high-grade 1,950 60 in circulation today is difficult, it is still possible to discover valuable examples in old collections, estate sales, flea markets, and coin jars. One reason coin collecting remains so exciting is because treasures can still appear in unexpected places. Some of the most valuable coins ever discovered were found by ordinary people who decided to look more carefully at their change. The 1,950 60-wheat penny proves that even common coins can become valuable under the right conditions. A simple 1-cent coin can transform into a collector's dream if it has rare errors, exceptional preservation, or beautiful original color. If you own one of these pennies, examine the surfaces carefully under good lighting. Look for strong red color, sharp details, unusual doubling, or strange mint marks. Even small differences can mean big money in the coin collecting world. Collectors around the world continue hunting for top-quality wheat pennies because they combine history, rarity, and affordability. Whether you are a beginner or an experienced collector, the 1,950 60 penny is a fascinating coin worth checking carefully. Imagine discovering that a penny sitting forgotten inside an old drawer is actually worth thousands of dollars. Stories like that keep collectors searching every single day. Thank you for watching Old Money Prices 1. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about valuable coins hiding in circulation, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Tell us in the comments if you have ever found a rare wheat penny or an interesting rare coin. And remember, always check your pocket change carefully because the next rare treasure could be only 1 penny away.